The countdown to the 2025 Women Futsal African Cup of Nations is upon us, and here is all you need to know ahead of the tournament. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, have announced media accreditation process for its first ever Women Futsal Tournament, Morocco 2025. The tournament, which is set to take place in Rabat, Morocco from the 22nd of April 2025 to the 30th of the same month, will also serve as World Cup qualifier for Africa. 9 teams will compete for the 2 tickets available for Africa for the World Cup happening later this year. The 9 participating teams are drafted into 3 groups of 3 teams each, where the winners of each group and the runners-up will qualify to the semi-finals. The finalists of this tournament will then pick the 2 tickets available for the World Cup. The 2025 FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup will also be the first of its kind, which will be happening later this year in the Philippines from November 21, 2025 to December 7. 16 teams will be competing for the first ever Women's Futsal World Cup, and here is how the tickets are allocated. 3 tickets for Asia, 2 for Africa, 2 for CONCACAF, which is the North/Central America, 3 for CONMEBOL, which is South America, 1 for Oceania, and 4 for Europe. For the World Cup, the 16 qualified teams will then be divided into 4 groups of 4, where the top 2 from each group advance to the knockout phase. Now to the big question of the day: why is the Nigeria women's national team among the participants for the first ever Women Futsal AFCON? Just like the women's beach soccer, women futsal is becoming a thing on the continent and also on the global stage, having the first ever Women's Futsal AFCON and also Women Futsal World Cup. So, participation for the continent qualifiers has no particular criteria or route. It's just based on interest of participation, and based on my research, it is deduced that Nigeria never signify interest in participating in this first edition. Maybe for the second edition, we will be having a team that will compete in this kind of tournament. However, it has also come to my knowledge that most of the teams that will be participating in the Futsal AFCON, they will be represented by their normal women's national team, which means if Nigeria is to participate in the futsal tournament, they will be represented by either the Super Falcons or the Under-20 or maybe the home-based team. Remember, the AFCON is also this year in Morocco, which is the Women's African Cup of Nations, where the Super Falcons will be participating. Just maybe because of fatigue, maybe that is why Nigeria is not competing in the first edition. Hopefully, we will have a representative in the second edition. But for now, all the best to all the teams that will be participating in the Futsal AFCON, and the lucky 2 that will be representing Africa at the World Cup in the Philippines later this year.